You've totally had that moment, right? Where you spend like an hour crafting the absolute perfect conversation with an AI, getting every little detail just right, only to have all of that amazing context just vanish the second you close the window? It feels like you're building a sandcastle at low tide. But what if those conversations weren't so disposable? What if every single exchange was actually a brick in a permanent structure? Well, today we're going to explore that exact idea, treating dialogue not as a conversation, but as architecture. Okay, so let's start with the core problem, a frustration I think every single person using AI knows all too well. Let's just ask it straight up. Does your AI have amnesia? Because it certainly feels that way, doesn't it? You invest all this time briefing it on a really complex project, only for it to be a complete blank slate the very next day. It's a massive, massive barrier to doing any kind of meaningful, long-term work. The source material for this actually gives it a perfect name, the AI goldfish problem. And it's exactly that constant nagging frustration of having to start from scratch every single time, re-explaining all the context that just disappears. It is, without a doubt, one of the biggest headaches in using these tools to their full potential. And this quote just brilliantly illustrates the feeling. It's like you're pouring all this effort, all this context, all your best creative work into the conversation, but the bucket has a giant hole in it. All that valuable work just leaks right out. But what if we could finally plug that leak? Well, this brings us to the solution. It's a fundamental shift in how we think, and it's called dialogue as architecture. Okay, check this out because this illustrates the paradigm shift perfectly. On the left, you've got the disposable chat we're all used to. It's transactional, it's temporary, and all the context gets lost. But on the right, you have dialogue as architecture. And here, every single exchange, yeah, even the corrections, becomes a permanent, curable building block. Nothing is ever wasted. So just think about all those messy back and forths, those moments where you have to clarify something or make a correction. In the old model, that's just wasted energy. But in this new model, it's actually the raw material for something bigger. Because every single one of those little interactions is a brick being laid in the foundation of your own personal knowledge system. You are always, always building. It's such a powerful way to reframe the entire process. And this leads to a really profound shift in perspective. Just let this one sink in for a second. It's no longer about you using a system. You are the system. It's a true partnership where your context and the AI's processing power literally merge into a single, constantly evolving intelligence. So you might be thinking, okay, how do you actually build this? Well, it's way simpler than you'd think. The source gives us a little toolkit. First, use simple labels. Think of them like XML tags or little instructions in brackets. You can wrap a section of your prompt in, say, example tags to give it a template, or code tags to isolate a snippet. It just creates a clear structure. Second, you can pre-fill the response. So instead of asking, summarize this, you could write, here is a one-sentence summary, and then just let the AI complete it. This guides the AI to give you exactly the format you need. All right, now let's see how all of this works in the real world. We're going to move from theory to a super concrete example. Our source provides this amazing example, a really sophisticated AI code analyzer built to provide enterprise-grade analysis. Now, this isn't just some simple chatbot. We're talking about a specialized expert. And here is the absolutely crucial point. The magic isn't in some hidden complex software. The entire transformation from a generalist AI into a specialist happens just through the architecture of the prompt itself. It's all about how you talk to it. And here is the source code of that transformation. The prompt starts by giving the AI a very specific role. You are a Python analysis expert. Right away, it sets the stage, it defines the persona, and it establishes the standard for the entire interaction. This is like the first architectural beam being put in place. And notice the structure here. I mean, the prompt doesn't just ask for an analysis, it literally provides a blueprint. The AI is required to deliver an executive summary, a detailed analysis, and so on. This forces a really rigorous, predictable output, which turns the dialogue itself into the architecture for the final result. So, when you combine this really structured approach with the idea of saving every single interaction, you end up with something truly, truly profound. This table breaks down the complete system perfectly. There are really three core parts. You've got the human, that's you, bringing all that messy real-world experience. Then there's the AI, providing that structured, rigorous analysis we just saw.
And finally, the process tools, those simple methods that turn these conversations into a permanent searchable memory.
And what's really fascinating is what comes out of this collaboration. It's not just your voice, and it's not just the AI's voice. Something entirely new is created. The result is the emergence of three distinct voices. There's your voice, bringing that lived experience. There is the AI's voice, providing structure and analysis. And then, finally, a third, synthesized intelligence emerges, our voice. It's like a collaborative consciousness, something that's greater than the sum of its parts. And that, right there, is the ultimate payoff. You create a system that you and the AI build together, one conversation at a time. It's a shared, permanent memory where your knowledge just accumulates over time, and absolutely nothing ever gets lost. So, I'll leave you with this question. Just for a minute, forget all the limitations you're used to. If every single chat, every prompt, every little correction was a permanent, indestructible building block, if your conversations truly had a memory, what could you build?